the long farewell, and the endless sea. The day had come, and the ship was ready to set sail. Prince Kwaku, standing on the deck, looked back at the shore one last time. His father, King Adissa, stood tall with his arm around the queen, who dabbed her eyes with a cloth. His sister Afua waved with a trembling hand, and the villagers, dressed in their best attire, cheered and sang songs of hope and blessing. Kwaku's heart felt heavy. He clenched the railing, his mind racing. "I'm going to miss them so much," he whispered to himself. As the ship's horn blared and the sails caught the wind, the shore grew smaller and smaller until it disappeared. A lump formed in his throat. Out at sea, everything was different. The ocean stretched endlessly in every direction, its vastness both mesmerizing and terrifying. Kwaku had never felt so small. The days turned into weeks, and the constant movement of the ship made him feel uneasy. At night, he stared at the stars, wondering if he had made the right decision to leave his family and people behind. A friend in the captain. The ship's captain, an older man with a thick beard and weathered skin, noticed the prince's silence and worry. One evening, as the sun dipped into the horizon, painting the sky orange and pink, the captain approached him. "You look troubled, young man," the captain said, his voice calm and steady. Kwaku hesitated, but eventually nodded. "I've left everything I know behind. My family, my village, my people. What if I've made a mistake?" The captain smiled kindly. "The sea has a way of making us question ourselves, but it also teaches us courage." From that evening onward, the captain began organizing gatherings for everyone aboard the ship. In the dim light of a lantern, the crew and passengers sat together, hanging on to every word as the captain told his tales. He spoke of his many adventures, a dangerous expedition to find a lost treasure where most of his men didn't survive, his first encounter with the white man's land, describing it as a place of both wonder and cunning, and the countless journeys he had made across these waters. "I've been traveling these seas for decades," he said, his voice carrying both pride and wisdom. "I know every wave, every current, and I know exactly where we're going." His words reassured Kwaku. Knowing that the captain had traveled these waters before and seen the world beyond brought a sense of calm to his restless heart. New faces, new bonds. As the days passed, Kwaku began to mingle with other passengers. He met merchants seeking business opportunities, laborers chasing better lives, and adventurers searching for something they couldn't quite name. One evening, he found himself in conversation with a group of men around his age. One of them, a lively man named Oba, laughed and said, "I'm going to find green pastures, the land where money grows like leaves on a tree." Another man, quieter but no less determined, added, "I'm a trader. If I can strike a good deal overseas, I'll be able to send riches back home." Their dreams were bold, their spirits high. Kwaku admired their courage and optimism. Soon, they became his companions, sharing meals, stories, and laughter. They helped Kwaku see the journey not as a separation from his family, but as a chance to grow and bring something valuable back to his people. The journey continues. Though the voyage was long and the sea seemed endless, the prince no longer felt so alone. Each day brought new stories, new lessons, and a growing sense of determination. One evening, as the ship sailed under a canopy of stars, Kwaku stood at the bow, feeling the cool wind on his face. The captain's stories, the camaraderie of his new friends, and the memory of his father's parting words echoed in his mind. "I am not just traveling for myself," he thought. "I am traveling for my people, for Bakuro, for the future." The prince smiled to himself, a quiet resolve settling in his heart. No matter what lay ahead, he knew he would make his family and his village proud.